This past month has been particularly difficult for Ukrainians. The enemy has tried to take over Chasiv Yar, and the Leopard had to drive out enemy sabotage and reconnaissance groups out of Pokrovsk. Despite the pressure, Ukrainian units held their positions and responded with counterattacks. This is the city of Pokrovsk. This Ukrainian Leopard advances to destroy the enemy sabotage and reconnaissance group. There is information that they are hiding in this building. The tank gets close to the target, aims its gun at the windows on the first floor, and fires. The goal is to fire the line of the first floor. After completing the task, the Leopard begins to retreat, but it's not that simple. Moving is very dangerous, so it must be done quickly and carefully. The tank easily leaves the city, but a surprise awaits for it at the exit. The Russians open mortar fire, and enemy drones tail the tank. The first one hits the rear. We watch as the tank stops after being struck. The problem seems to be resolved, but after a while, the same thing happens again, and the enemy takes advantage of this. The drone strikes directly at the track, but this does not produce the desired result. The Leopard is successful in leaving the dangerous area. Later, the tank commander shows the results of these strikes. There is only minor damage to the hull, which proves the superiority of Western tanks. And now, let's see how the Russians are trying to take Chasiv Yar. A huge column moves towards the city of Chasiv Yar. This party consists of 6 enemy vehicles. There are many destroyed targets on the road, but the Russians are not stopping. The Ukrainians are ready for defense. One of the APCs hits a mine. It loses control and slides to the roadside, letting the others pass. Javelins then join the battle. It's a precise hit. The next APC blows up on a mine. The column splits. This group is landing infantry in the industrial part of the city. And this group gets even closer. It's becoming very dangerous. But Ukrainian drones are already waiting for them. A precise strike destroys the first target. Chaos begins. In an attempt to retreat, a tank runs over a mine, and an APC becomes the target for a drone. It's a direct hit. Another APC tries to complete its task. A drone tails it and strikes. Right after that, the target is finished off and left burning in place. But the attack is not over yet. A bunch of scattered targets are trying to drop off infantry. This APC is being closely watched. Drones are waiting for their moment. A mine stops this target. The Ukrainians closely monitor the situation. As soon as the smoke clears, drones begin dropping explosives. Several precise hits leave the enemy no chance. The enemy APC is stopped. Excellent work. Another APC breaks through, but if several Ukrainian drones are chasing you, the chances of success are almost zero. Powerful explosions send the turret flying several meters into the sky. One of the APCs managed to disembark infantry in the building, but it was a trap. First, an RPG stops the target that tries to escape. An AFU soldier prepares the next shot. The drones are the first to open fire on the building. Then, the soldier with the RPG joins in. From a very long distance, he makes a precise shot. The building collapses from all sides. The enemy stood no chance. The Russian APCs realize they need to get out. The first one hits a mine. However, the others manage to get onto the road. Artillery tries to prevent them from leaving, but unsuccessfully. An AFU soldier saves the situation. It's a precise hit with a Javelin. And here's another one. The attack has completely failed. And here's the next attempt to attack the city. A reconnaissance drone spotted 2 APCs and 17 infantrymen. They are preparing for the assault. The soldiers split into 3 groups. They spread out in different directions. The Ukrainian artillery opens fire. Panic ensues. The infantry scatter into different shelters, and an APC tries to leave the area. Artillery continues to rain down, this time directly on enemy positions. Along with regular shells, cluster munitions are also used. One of the groups is picked up by an APC. Coordinates are passed on to artillery, and kaboom! Shrapnel scatters in all directions. Several more hits. The operation has failed. The enemy failed to gain a foothold. Nearby, a drone detects Russian movement. They're moving through these pipelines, thinking they are safe there. This is their shelter. But Ukrainian drones appear in the sky. We see the first one approaching the pipeline. The drone slowly, without unnecessary movements, flies inside. The pilot sees a defensive structure up ahead. It must be destroyed. Mission complete. Immediately after, the next drone flies in. It also finds an obstacle on its way. We see the drone flying deeper, closer to Russian shelters. And it's a strike. The path is now clear. The third drone flies inside, and it easily passes the places where the defenses used to be and delivers the final strike. Mission accomplished. Absolutely incredible skill of Ukrainian pilots. Enemies are still in the pipelines. And to block their retreat, drones are destroying their vehicles. Each drone easily completes its task. One strike is enough to ignite the vehicles. Hit after hit, they turn to ashes. Pokrovsk region. Ukrainian artillery has already opened fire on Russian tanks. Shells are landing very close, but the column continues to move forward. A drone makes the first strike. The tank drives right into a shell crater. It blocks the rest of the column while under heavy artillery fire. The soldiers abandon the useless armor, and the artillery keeps striking the immobilized targets, trying to destroy or disable them. The attack has failed, and the tank that caused it is destroyed by a drone. One precise strike sets it on fire, and the target slowly turns into charred scrap metal. 2 APCs break closer to the city. They're driving on the road, but turn into a field before a dangerous section. Artillery tries to interfere. An APC rushes into the assault at maximum speed. Hitting them would be extremely difficult. A Ukrainian drone flies in to intercept. Just one precise strike was enough to stop the enemy. The infantry scatter, and drones start dropping explosives. The soldiers try to shoot down the drones, but it brings no result. The second APC hits a mine. The breakthrough has failed. This footage is from the Kupiansk region. Russians are ready to attack. The APCs make a strange choice. They decide to go through a field. On the way to their positions, a target meets a Ukrainian mine. The APC is stopped in the middle of the field. But this is not the end. The AFU decide to use cluster munitions. Another APC rushes in to help. A drone precisely hits it. The Russians drive up to the destroyed APC and immediately turn back. The second drone tails it and strikes. But the third drone finally delivers a critical blow. The APC is now stopped forever in its tracks. A very strange attack. And now let's take a look at this tank. It was moving into the assault, but for some reason stalled right in the middle of the road. The drones take off. The first strike. It's a dire situation for the Russian tank. It's still standing, immobilized, most likely engine problems. And another strike. It looks like the tank is trying to shoot down incoming drones with its gun, but this doesn't work. The tank tries everything possible. It releases smoke. It tries to back up, but everything is useless, and they call for backup. Another tank arrives. The AFU expected this and prepared a drone for this situation. While the infantry moves from one tank to another, the drone manages to approach and tail them. Just one precise strike was enough to stop the target. The soldiers abandon the destroyed vehicle and scatter in all directions. Quite the fiasco. Now, let's move on to these next clips because they're absolutely legendary. Here, this Russian APC is heading towards the tree line. We can see that 2 APCs and 1 tank, destroyed by mines, are already there. And here, this Russian soldier made a track for the APC, marking it as safe. The APC confidently drives along this track, but here's the surprise. There's a mine. Let's watch that again. The smoke clears, and the infantry quickly runs toward the tree line. It's a total failure. Thank you for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos.